Who wants to walk on the wild side?
I do.
Well, yes, I know it's your segment, Julie. I hope you do. Listen, Halloween's around the corner, and some spooky animals are out there, and they're synonymous with just scaring you. Wolves, ravens, and spiders. But you know what? When it comes to our ecosystem, they're important. Here to normalize scary animals, as always, Julian Victor joining us. Julian, welcome back to the show.
Hello, good morning, Sid and Meredith. This is your first wild side.
I know.
So this is exciting.
It's very
and the
exciting.
Perfect one, too.
Well, and I wore my wild side type of suit
It's
for
like
you.
leopard.
I'm in the segment with you, and I want to talk first about sort of the folklore behind some of these animals because they show up in fairy tales or scary stories for kids even. So we have these feelings from a very young age, specifically about wolves and coyotes.
Yeah. So wolves get they're casted as scary, menacing creatures with fairy tales like the Three Little Pigs, Little Red Riding Hood, and then they're in European folklore and Greek mythology and horror movies with werewolves. Like the idea of someone transforming into a wolf and howling at the full moon can be absolutely terrifying.
Scary.
The movie with Jack Nicholson, Wolf, and Michelle Pfeiffer, that terrifies me to this day. And similar to wolves in North America and Mexican folklore, coyotes are seen as cunning, mysterious tricksters that are viewed as dangerous, and that perception has led us to fear them and has led them, both species, to be persecuted.
Because they're really important in our ecosystem.
Right, and it's just that whole idea of them like so menacing is what can be very scary to people.
Moving on, ravens and crows in Halloween.
Ravens and crows, but just to mention too, is like with coyotes, coyotes and wolves, they help the ecosystem by controlling the prey populations of like elk and deer, rabbits and rodents, and indication of that their presence indicates that the ecosystems are healthy. And with ravens and crows, their black plumage and mysterious ways is what makes them associate with Halloween, and they can actually mimic human voices.
Terrifying, man.
With
I
like
know.
You guys would remember the Edgar Allan Poe poem, The Raven,
Yes.
with The Simpsons, quoth the Raven. Nevermore.
I love how it's
So,
from The Simpsons.
The Simpsons is what made that.
They now own that poem.
So you have with ravens, they're seen as bad omens and bad luck, and they're seen around cemeteries. And of course, you have the fact that a murder of a group of crows is called a murder, and a group of ravens is called an unkindness.
Really?
Yeah.
It's better than the murder one.
It's
a better name than that.
Exactly, but the reality is they are great for the ecosystem. The fact that they're scavengers and they help clean up the carrion from and preventing diseases. They aid also in the growth of plants and trees because they feed on seeds that disperse through the ground. And they're also incredibly smart, so they can like use tools, problem solve, and even plan ahead for future events.
I don't want them to get too smart, Sid.
No, I don't need those AI crows.
Exactly, no.
What about spiders?
Everybody's
kind of afraid
has
of a
this
spider,
thing when it comes
right?
to spiders.
Yeah.
And
If they're spiders,
They're
yes.
spiders.
well, it's their appearance,
You're not
the
gonna spider
long
shame
legs
me.
and the fangs and then the eyes and the fact that they can produce webs and silk, and then they also spin their prey and they liquefy them. So that scares people, plus the fact that out of all the animals, they're the ones that are most associated with us and are close to us at home in our houses. And also too, they're linked in superstition and black magic and witchcraft. But the reality is they're great natural pest controllers. They eat all the animals all the insects that will invade our homes that we don't like ants, cockroaches, flies, mosquitoes, wasps. So they're great at controlling
like a
us
form
that would
of
harm
Roomba.
them. Exactly.
Really?
So, spiders are great.
And when I see a spider, I just think of Charlotte.
Right. And then I usually
And then it's fine. Sid's favorite.
Snakes. Now, we all know why snakes are a little creepy, but they do play a big role here, right?
Yes, they do. So snakes act like the ecosystem engineers. So on one hand, they, like spiders, help control populations of pest animals such as rats that will that could have diseases and damage our property. But at the same time, they also themselves provide food for predators like coyotes, foxes, hawks, eagles, and reptiles. So they are great, but they have, of course, a bad reputation due to what we've heard in the Bible and Satan transforming into a snake to tempt Adam and Eve.
Yes, a bad rap from early on.
Yes.
Bad
So
PR.
they have bad PR, but they're
worst PR I've ever seen.
Exactly. They're
Yes.
great PR, but they're awesome, and we shouldn't fear them as much because chances are a snake would quicker run away from you before they attack you. So they're awesome animals, and majority of all the animals here, there are these misconceptions, and they've, like you said, Meredith, from a childhood age we can fear them, but the more we know about them, we understand that they're great for the environment and they benefit us and our ecosystem.
My first On the Wild Side
I know,
segment.
it's great.
This was
It's
great.
great.
I know where I'm going to find you tomorrow morning, right over there. Where
Right.
can everyone else find more information about you, Jules?
More information on my website, julianvictor.com, and Instagram, JVWild. And just for everyone out there, if you have pumpkins that haven't been sprayed by like chemicals, you can donate your pumpkins to like a local zoo or animal shelter or farm, and then the animals can have them as snacks and they could be decomposed material.
Wildlife educator, wildlife photographer, BT family member, Julian Victor. Nice job.
Thank you.
Nice job,
And
Julian.
by the way, everyone, this Saturday it's a full moon, so you might hear some werewolves and
Werewolves?
howling tonight that
Gross.
weekend.
Thanks for
So,
normalizing
you
things
have a-
for
you
us
have a
the
good
entire
one.
segment.
And I can't
and then
wait to
coming off
see
the
them.
top
Yeah.
rope at the end, saying "Watch out for the moon." That's
You
going
have
to
a
eat
good-
your
you have a good
face.
howl?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a good howl.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You good
Let's
howl?
ready?
Ow!
All right.
You sound off coming up. Nice job, Julian.